on, these are very raw, unrefined thoughts. So you guys get to help me like see if there's anything worthwhile here, okay? The power of procrastination. A few reasons why procrastination can be a gift. Number one, sometimes it's because there's someone we need to ask for help that could do it better than we can. That's how Tiffany came into my world, by the way, for those of you guys that are wondering, was I had all these ideas and projects, and at some point I'll have to tell you guys that story, but I was procrastinating about things that I didn't have the skills and capability to really execute up to my vision. And so I would spin my wheels wishing I was capable of something I wasn't. So I would lose all my energy in how to get it done instead of realizing I could actually invite someone else in and let somebody else help me out, support me. And all of a sudden I don't procrastinate anymore because I'm not trying to force the things that I suck at. So really beautiful. Tiffany, would you say that does some justice to?
Yes, no, that was beautiful. Mom even had an example. She's like, you procrastinate. I was like, no, I don't. She's like, what about all that purging at home I had to come help you do? I was like, yes, because Mom does that way better than I do.
Right. So making room for each other, right? So sometimes we're procrastinating because we know that we need a gift from someone else, but we're not sure how to get it. And there's a great ebook on this by a guy named Dan Sullivan called Who Not How. Second thought on the power of procrastination. Another reason that we procrastinate, this comes from a lady named Mel Robbins. She was saying that sometimes we're procrastinating because we're unconsciously looking for a pause or a break. It's a way of managing stress. So sometimes procrastination is just a way of actually kind of trying to get ourselves to slow down and not just jumping headlong into another thing because we know on a deeper level, we know we need a break, but we're just not ready to let ourselves take it yet. We don't feel we deserve it or whatever. Two more, okay? Is this okay? I'll try to pick up the pace, but another reason is that something might be missing from what we're working on, and intuitively know that if we force our way forward, it will not be, the thing won't fully be what it's supposed to be. Like we know that something's not right, but we don't know what it is. And so we're procrastinating because we don't want to force it. And then last thought, sometimes when we're procrastinating, instead of berating ourselves for not just doing what we need to do, maybe a better question is, what am I wanting to do instead? And maybe part of it is just giving ourselves some permission to actually lean into those things that we're wanting to do instead, even if we shouldn't want to, or, you know, whatever the stories we tell ourselves. But it's part of this thing of learning to live life from the inside out instead of from the outside in. Has to do with paying attention to those things that are wanting to emerge and listening to that more than maybe we were used to from our environment growing up or whatever the situation was. So what does that spark for any of you in terms of, my thoughts on procrastination? What does that spark for you all?
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you're procrastinating because you really don't know what path you may want to be on, and that can become very frustrating to where you almost feel like you're in a panic mode, how do you kind of reel yourself back in from that emotion?
That's a great question. So when you're procrastinating because you don't know what path to be on, is that what you're?
Yeah.
How do you pull yourself back in? How do you like recollect yourself and get some traction? Yeah.
Because that can be very overwhelming sometimes when, you feel like that you should distinctly be doing something or going in a certain direction, but it's like, but I don't know what I want to do. And then it can become so overwhelming, you just kind of shut down.
Yeah. Interesting. So Cindy, notice it was that beautiful and dreaded word should popped up in that conversation really quickly, right? When you feel like you should be doing something, but you don't want to do it, and then you feel overwhelmed. So I'm not saying this is the case for you, but I have a theory about some of those situations in life. My theory is that sometimes when we're in those situations, we actually do, if we were able to sit with it a little longer, we actually do know what we want to be doing, but for some reason we don't feel it's okay, we don't feel permission, or we don't feel capable.